Hey guys, it's Jess and welcome back to my channel. I am super excited about this video today because if it's not my first, it's one of my first videos of 2022. So I'm sharing two of my favorite recipes that I've been loving here recently. The first one we make all the time and the second one is a new one for me. So I'm really excited to share it with you guys and I hope you love them both just as much as we do. So let's get into the cooking. So this first recipe is chicken noodle soup. It is a family favorite. This is one of my favorites and I absolutely love making it. And I feel like the homemade version is so much better than store-bought or even going to a restaurant and getting it. And it's super easy to make. So I start off with onions, celery, and carrots. And I cut up my onions and celery really fine. And I just cut up my carrots into a decent size. I absolutely love carrots, so I add a bunch of them. And this is really kind of up to your taste. If you don't mind having onions and carrots in your soup, you can cut them up a little bit larger. We don't like really being able to know they're in there. I just want the flavor of them. And I'm going to add this into my Instant Pot with a half a stick of butter and just saute all of these veggies until those onions are translucent. So almost when your onions are all the way completely cooked, I'm going to add some salt and pepper to them because it helps the vegetables kind of sweat and cook up a little bit more. And I'm also going to add in all of my chicken breast. This is 100% up to you. You can leave out chicken if you want to, and you can add as much of it as you want to. I added about 3 or 4 chicken breasts in here and we cubed them up today. You can shred them as well, whichever one you all prefer. So while I'm cutting up that chicken, I'm just going to add 2 cans of chicken broth into my Instant Pot and bring it to a boil, and then I'm going to add in my cut up chicken back into the pot. Now after I've added all the chicken back in the pot, I'm going to add in all of my spices, and I'll have the exact measurements down in the description box so you guys can have them if you want to try this out. And then after I add in all those spices, I just bring it to a really good boil and then reduce the heat so the soup can simmer. And I feel like the longer you let this simmer, the better it gets. You can also add in whatever kind of pasta. We use egg noodles in ours into the broth, or today I cooked them separately because I wanted a lot of broth in our soup. So I didn't want those noodles to kind of suck up all of my liquid in my soup. So I just cooked them separately and I'm adding in the soup and the veggies on top of them. So this next recipe is a new one to us, but we really liked it. It's just tomato soup. It's really simple. but we didn't have any canned tomato soup and there's nowhere to buy it in town, so I had to figure out how to make it from scratch. And this was just a view of the snow that was falling while I was cooking today. So same thing as the last, we're going to start off with onions, celery, and carrots. This time it doesn't matter how small you cut those onions and celery because they're going to get blended up anyways. I cut up the carrots a little bit finer because I wanted to make sure those were cooked all the way through. I just added these vegetables into a pot with a half a stick of butter and cooked them until those carrots were tender. And then while all those vegetables are cooking, I'm just gonna mince up this garlic. And just like always, I'll leave the exact measurements and ingredients I use in this recipe so you guys can try it out for yourself. But now I'm just going to add in all of my spices into those vegetables. And then give that a good stir, and I'm going to add in that tomato paste. Then we're going to add in your 2 cans of whole tomatoes. You can use petite diced tomatoes if you want to. I just didn't have any on hand, so I used these. And after that, I'm going to add in a can of chicken broth. And now the rest of my spices go in. So this is all the spices I used in my soup, and all the exact measurements will be down below in the description box. Now after this came to a boil and simmered for a while, I'm going to bring the temperature down a little bit lower and cool it off before I take those whole tomatoes out and blend them. Before you blend this, you want to make sure you got all that thyme out and the bay leaves. So after you get your soup completely blended up, we're going to add in some Parmesan cheese, some very, very finely chopped parsley, and then some honey and sugar to kind of cut the acid of those tomatoes. And I can't have tomato soup without a grilled cheese, so we're just making some grilled cheese on our griddle here. And just a quick grilled cheese tip: if you want your grilled cheese to be super crispy on the outside, add mayonnaise onto it. I know it sounds weird, some people might already do this, but I thought it sounded really nasty and strange when I first heard it, but I gave it a shot, and I think I've added it to it ever since I tried it out. It makes the bread really crispy and browns it really well. And if you want this grilled cheese recipe and what I add into my mayonnaise mixture, and then that mixture I'm putting in between those two slices of cheese, keep your eye open, and I'm going to be posting a video next week with that recipe in it. Then when your grilled cheeses are all done, I just split them diagonally and top our soup with some cheese, some truffle oil, parsley, and then put those grilled cheese on the side. And this was really good. I've not had tomato soup in what feels like forever, but it really hit the spot with wanting it the past couple days, and this recipe was a really simple and easy one and perfect for a really snowy cold day. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I'm super excited for 2022, and I hope you guys are too. And I'm super excited to share some of our favorite recipes and new ones with you all this year that I hope you guys can enjoy too. So I'll see you guys in the next one.